John, back with my bestie Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
I'm good. I feel like I'm like stressed right now.
Why are you stressed?
I'm just like it's one of those seasons of life where there's just everything happening at once. Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah, occasionally. What are the big ticket items for you right now?
Like the summer being busy and work being like so busy, but also like trying to buy the house and sell the house and move and go on vacation next week and like go to see family this week. And last week I was traveling for work and I had my like first overnight away from the baby and all sorts of stuff.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's start with the
Yeah.
house purchase. How many people have looked at the house so far?
So we sold it. We sold the house.
Oh, done. You're
Yeah. Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
How soon do you have to be
Done.
out?
So we're closing on our new house on July 20th. And then the people are buying our house and we're closing on July 22nd. So we
Jesus,
have 2
man,
days of wiggle room.
you move quick. Sell the house, buy a house.
Oh yeah, we had to. Honestly, like I feel really lucky because we bought our new house and the buyers of our current house signed a purchase and sale with us and stuff in time to avoid the rate hike.
Hmm.
So I'm glad we did because it's insane right now.
As someone who's in banking, I don't know how to break this to you, Nikki, but you're not lucky. This is just the market right now. You could literally bring people in and go, listen, this is the room that three people were murdered in. They're like, did you get the blood up? We're good. Let's
I know,
go.
I know. I worry that if we didn't, not that this is like money talk hour or whatever, but I worry that if we didn't sell before the rate hike, that I'd be sitting on this house. Because
No,
now
you're
that the
fine.
interest rates are like up above 7 or whatever, it's insane. I just don't
Nikki,
know.
no, come on.
You
20
don't think
years ago,
so?
they were 12.
Right,
I mean,
right. That's true.
seven's not that big a deal. I mean, mine's
Well, I
three,
guess
but I'm just saying, seven's not that big a
right.
deal.
My old one was like
Yeah.
3.5 or something. But I guess I wouldn't have gotten like the amount of money for my current house that I would have wanted and I wouldn't have felt good about that.
Why not?
Well, cuz like the high interest rates drive prices down. That's the whole point.
Well, maybe I don't know. I guess it
I don't know.
depends.
I also didn't want to sit on two mortgages. I just feel lucky that it like all worked out
Yeah,
fast.
no. I get that. Like, you definitely don't want to sit on two mortgages, and you definitely, don't want to pay two bills at once. That sucks. But
Mm-mm, mm.
like right now, I can't tell you how many times I get at least a message a week. People trying to buy this house, one a week minimum. Of people
What? Do they
like,
like drop letters in your mailbox or whatever?
no, like it's yeah that or text messages or however the hell they get your number. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
like I've been here for 8 years almost. I
Okay.
bought it when the market was at its absolute bottom, and I got it on foreclosure. So
Hey.
not only did I get it in at its absolute bottom rate possible, I actually got cash back on that rate, if you can believe that shit, which is yeah.
Uh,
I got a 3% rate and 1% cash back. It's like so ridiculous. It's basically free.
yeah.
And because it was in foreclosure, I had immediate equity, and now over the course of 8 years, because the market has had a huge upturn, I have a ton of equity in the house that I didn't even pay into. I mean, I paid into the house for 8 years, but I have far more equity than I paid into.
Well, so
And
would you wanna sell? Would you want to?
no,
Would you consider it? Okay.
no, I'm not selling right now. I've got time. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not in any rush, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm. It's not that I want to look down on the money to do it, but I don't want to pack up my gym. Who wants
I
to,
get it.
who
I get
who
it.
wants to break down an assault bike and a GHD?
No, and truthfully, like, gym equipment aside, like, packing is I'm so stressed, like, truly, I can't pack us because I packed us last night for, like, seeing family this week, and then next week, I have to pack us for vacation, and then I
Yeah.
can come home and try to pack us for a move in, like, 2 weeks.
Dude, it's such a crazy mortgage environment right now. I was hearing about somebody moving the other day, and the new buyers were actually allocating like $10,000 to repairs to the house, like that the sellers weren't having to deal with at all. Like it's just like
Mm-mm.
such a
Yeah.
ridiculous market right now where
Yeah.
buyers will
We
just basically do anything to get a new property.
Yeah, so we did our new home, we did an inspection for informational purposes only. So like, we couldn't ask for, as did the buyers of this house. So we couldn't ask for, like, repairs. We could pull out. Like, if we did the inspection, "Oh, yeah, this house needs a brand new septic system. It's gonna cost 50 grand." We could be like, "Yeah, we're out." But we couldn't be like, "Hey, can you take 50K off the house?"
Right.
Because that was though, and I don't wanna get into this because it's only gonna piss me off. That's what the buyers did for my current house, and they still tried to come at me for shit.
Well, they all do. Like, that's the thing.
I
It
know.
only takes one to buy it, and they're all gonna give you steps trying to see if you'll bite. Like, you can't blame them for trying, and you can't take it personal, but it's hard not to, especially if you've lived in a house for a while and you put work into it,
Right.
and,
Well, it
it's
just
like
didn't
it's your
seem fair to
baby.
me. It was like you guys, like, I picked your deal. I had 4 offers. I picked yours
Right.
because you were like, you sweetened the deal by being like, "And we'll do our inspection for informational purposes only." So to come back and be like, "But actually, can you fix this, that, and the other thing?" I'm like, "Well,
Right.
that's not fair. Like, that's why I picked your deal. I would have
Right.
picked someone else's deal." Whatever, neither here nor there. I honestly don't have the bandwidth.
Now you have to
I don't
pack
know
up
how
the
this summer got
chickens.
so fast.
How do
Now
you
I gotta
pack up
I gotta find
chickens?
I don't know. I don't know. I need to find someone to move the entire coop
Alright,
because
so
I'm
real
bringing the
real
coop.
talk, because I don't know shit about chickens. I don't know
Okay.
I don't know shit. How like, will they if you go to get it, can you just go pick them up? Will they just come to you like a pet?
Yeah,
Or do you have
ours
to
do.
chase them down like Rocky, where you're, like, racing
No.
them around the little pen?
No, I mean, like, if you come at them, they'll run, but, like, ours are pets, so you can shake the bag of treats and they'll come over.
Okay. So it's not gonna be hard to capture the chickens.
Oh,
You
no. Oh my gosh, no.
Okay, so moving chickens isn't a big deal. It's not like you gotta, like,
Well,
get a net and chase these things down with a huge net.
no, 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 no. You can just pick them up and do whatever. And actually, Matt, I can't even believe I'm about to say this out loud. Matt put a bra on one of the chickens today.
Chicken breasts. That's
A
the
chicken
best.
bra. No,
Yeah.
a chicken bra, like not one of my
Yeah, yeah.
bras, like a chicken. He
Mhm.
literally went. So one of our chickens has had, like, I don't even know what, like, I guess it's a lazy crop. Like,
Right.
here's chicken anatomy. They eat, and then their food sits in their crop, which is like a little pouch they have, like, at the bottom of their neck, kind of.
Okay.
And they use grit and rocks and stuff that they also eat to, like, pulp it all up in the
Yeah, yeah.
crop, and then it goes into their little chicken bellies. So, anyone tuning in right now is like, "What the hell are they
Yeah.
talking about?" So, one of our chickens, I don't know what happened, she, like, injured her crop a few weeks ago. It was actually right before we left for, Tennessee for semifinals, because for some reason, every time we travel for a CrossFit event, we have, like, a chicken emergency at home.
Right.
Literally every time, I don't know why. Um, but she didn't die, which is great, and now her crop is, like, lazy, so it's, like, saggy.
Oh, she got
So
saggy crop.
she got saggy crop,
I've dated a few
which
girls
is
like that. That's
that's what I
good.
hear. So Matt
That's
went on
good.
Etsy and found a chicken bra, and literally that's what he's been doing
A
for,
little
like, the
chicken
last
push-up
hour.
bra, push up her little
Yeah,
crop.
it just, like, holds up her crop, and it, like, comes and, like, it, like, sits
Oh,
around her neck and, like, under her wings, and I don't know, we're gonna try and but anyway, we need someone to move the actual coop, which is what I'm worried about. Like, I feel like, those guys and gals, I shouldn't have just said guys, those people who, like, move sheds? They, like, come and, like, put your
yeah.
shed on an entire, like, thing. That's what we gotta figure out. I just don't know how they're gonna my backyard is kind of like a hilly mess, so I don't know how they're
Mm.
gonna do it.
I think it's okay to misgender people that are moving your chicken coop. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not super looped into this
I don't
community, but
know.
I'm gonna make an educated guess that people that move chicken coops don't care that you misgender them, but I could be wrong.
Probably true. I don't know. I could also be wrong. I have no idea.
I've been wrong before. Wow, that's a lot. You got a lot going on. When
Got a
is the
lot
actual
going
move?
on.
When did you
So
say
the
you're moving?
20th right now, but Matt wants to close early on the new house and move up the of course he does. He's so anxious to get in
Yeah.
there. He
How far
wants to
away
move
is
up the
it from
closing.
where you are now?
It's in this town. It's in the same town. It's not that it's 10 minutes from where we are right now.
Oh, that's not bad. How far is it from the gym
No.
you'll be going to? Is it closer
Still
or
15
farther?
minutes from the gym. It's like 5 minutes further, but negligible.
Will you have room to build?
I
Maybe,
totally
maybe.
lost you for a minute. Say that again.
Oh, I asked if you had room to expand out a home gym, if you guys wanted to
Yeah.
build out a home gym.
Yes, that was totally part of the stipulation. So we'll finally have room for a home gym. which I'm so, so, so excited about because we have these, like, random pieces of equipment. I'm gonna need some help from you. Like, when we move in and, like, look at how much space we have and stuff, it'll be in the
Right.
garage, but it's, like, a heated garage, so it'll be all good,
Oh,
and
perfect.
I'm gonna need some help trying to, like, configure what to get and how. I can't believe I'm doing this for so long, and I've never really had home equipment. Like, we have some dumbbells, we have, like, a barbell,
Right.
we have, like, a plyo box, but we've never had, like, a set. I don't have plates. Like, 2
Oh,
barbells and no plates.
bro, you can get so much stuff in such a small space, and I'll give you the
Yeah.
hookup to Fringe Sport, who I get my plates from.
Ooh.
They'll give you a
Yeah.
discount, and, they have great stuff, and, yeah, you don't need that much space. Like, I mean, my
No.
basement's not that big, you know?
Yeah, yeah, we'll have plenty of space to, like, set it up, and then, if we ever wanna, like, really go ham, we'll just, like, pull 1 car out of the garage, that kinda thing. So,
Here, we'll take some questions. James says, "Oh, there you are. You're back.
I'm
Can you hear
back.
me
I don't
now?"
know why my internet keeps cutting out. Is it mine or is it yours? It's probably mine.
I think it's yours because 'cause you're in BFE. I'm in the big city of Cleveland.
Hmm.
Here, we'll take a question on the off
Yeah,
chance
ditto.
that I lose you again. Speaking of home gyms, if you could pick only 5 5, that's a lot. 5 pieces of equipment for machines or a home gym, what would you choose? So many. 5 is too many. Give me 1. If you could pick 1, what's the one your top thing, what would you pick, Nikki? Top thing.
If I could only have 1 piece of equipment,
Well, I'm gonna give you 5, but we're gonna start with your top. What's your top?
it's not necessarily my top, but if I could only have 1, I would pick dumbbells first
Oh, okay, interesting.
because I think you can do the most with them. If I could only have 1 thing,
If I could only have 1, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, it'd be the assault
assault
bike.
bike. Yeah,
And
I'm
there's and
I'm yeah.
for a couple of reasons. Number 1, I think it's the most cost effective when you compare it cost-wise against the rower, the ski erg, the C2 bike, even the Echo bike. It's the most cost effective of the group, which is important. It also takes up less space than all of those, which I think are 2 things, and I think it's the most versatile. As much as I hate that damn thing, I hate it so much. But as much as I hate it, there's so much you can do with it.
No, I totally agree. I fully agree. That would be my second. Like, I think if I didn't have a lot of space, I would do dumbbells only, but
Right.
yeah, I'm with you on, like, a solid larger piece of equipment, 100% assault bike.
Okay. Number 2 equipment, what would you have?
Oh, assault bike.
Hmm. You want dumbbells and assault bike. Those are the 2 you
Yeah,
want?
yeah.
I don't think it's a bad choice. I like dumbbells. But the order in which I actually bought them was I bought my rig and my barbell first and my plates before all the and a rower before I bought all the other stuff. Looking back on it, I would have bought the assault bike before the rower, but I've enjoyed having the barbell and the plates because there's just so much you can do with barbell work, but you can get a lot of that same stuff done with dumbbells. I guess it just really depends on your um, kind of your goals.
Yeah,
Like with dumbbells, you can't add to dumbbells. You have to have extra dumbbells to go heavier. With the barbell, you can just keep adding plates. So if you want to go heavier
correct.
and do other stuff, like that's why I've enjoyed having the barbell at home. But I think you can get either done, either one.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
What would be the one random thing that you would say, "Hey, it's a must-have, gotta have it"?
Hmm, one random thing. I don't know. I feel like everything I really well, I do okay, so this isn't random, but I know a lot of CrossFitters won't give a shit one way or another, but I would want some way to run. Like assault runner, true form. I have an actual, like, legitimate
Right.
treadmill. I love some way to work running in the winter. I hate running, but I hate running outside most. So
Word.
I like being able to work a runner
Oh,
in.
I hate running outside so much.
Yeah, I
Um,
won't do it.
if I had to, like, prioritize, if I had limited funds and said, I have to put together a home gym, it would be either barbell or dumbbells, probably barbell, and some plates, assault bike, jump rope. Those are my top three above all else. I would have those
Okay.
three because you can get a lot of shit done with that. And then probably a
Absolutely.
kettlebell. Throw in a kettlebell. You
Yeah.
give me those four, I can get almost anything done.
See, I don't
Almost.
need a kettlebell. If I have dumbbells, I don't need a kettlebell. I would do a barbell and plates.
Well,
And
I
I
think,
I would also do a plyo box.
well, yeah, and I only have four things, so I think plyo box would be number five. That'd be right up on my list of five things that I would
Yeah.
need to have. I tell you what I have that I love though is a ski erg.
You
Oh,
do.
I love it. It's only because I don't love doing it. I just love the variety, just the
Yeah.
ability to be able to go do it. It's so different than everything else. And when you're in a
Yes.
basement situation and you need to do pulling and you can't do rope climbs, like it's a really nice option to have. And it sucks. It's really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
It's really
that's
hard.
tough. That's tough. I really hope there's some way for us to have, like, a pull-up situation in the gym. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, like, a small rig or a fold-away
Right.
rig or, like, just a bar or something. I don't know.
How,
I'm excited to get in there and see it.
how big is the house? Because I'm coming to visit. Remember, Megan's got a friend that lives there now.
Oh, John, it's 5,600 square feet.
Sweet, let's do this shit.
It
I'm
is.
moving in. I'm selling
Oh
my
my
house and moving
god,
in.
you guys, how am I gonna clean it? It is
Look,
enormous. It is so much bigger than what we were looking for. Like,
I'll
so
clean
it's
half.
stupid.
Tell
Come
Hunter
on.
Uncle John's moving in. He's gonna be your nanny. It's gonna be great.
Y He's gonna be ready.
Hunter and I are
First of
gonna
all,
rock
we will
this
love
place.
that.
We're just gonna wander around Johnsontown, picking up chicks, me and a baby. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
come on down. I got space for you. It
I
is
can't wait.
huge. It is so much bigger than what we were looking for, and it's like there's plenty of it that's unfinished. Like, the whole basement is only, like, partially finished, but, like, the house is far from perfect. It has so much potential, we couldn't let it go. So,
Well,
like, the basement, like, is partially finished right now, but, like, someday it'll be an in-law for my mom when she's, like, old and crusty to come and live with us. And there's, like, a huge unfinished attic space that we could, like, make a really cool bonus room into someday. Like, it's just
mm,
there's so much there that now that we have kids and we want more kids and it's gonna be, like, our actual forever home, like,
right.
I'm excited to have, like, a decade's worth of projects ahead of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, until your mother-in-law
So
finds out you just called her old and crusty.
no, I said when she's old and crusty, then she
Mhm.
will come live with us. That's the point. That's,
Right.
like, what we were trying to we were looking for a bigger house so that we could have a bigger family and so that we know someday, like, my mom's gonna come and, like, be with us for real. So,
Well,
that
I
was the
am
point.
very excited to come visit and see this new house.
Come over! And also, like,
I'm
it's very not my style right now, but I'm gonna have to just, I'm gonna
what's
wanna
not
get in there and make it my own, and I have to be patient because that's, like, we can't do all those projects all at once, you know?
just do it all in virtual backgrounds like this and just make it Joanna Gaines' house.
That's what I'm gonna try to do,
It's
truly.
really gonna be
Truly gonna
perfect.
try to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting for you guys. I love the whole buying new homes thing as much as I hate moving and I have no plans to do it myself. I love it to see
Yeah.
other people do it and like the whole process and everything goes into it. It's just fun. Super
It's
fun.
fun, it's exciting, it's stressful, it's all of those things. I'm excited to purge all my crap. I don't wanna bring all this crap with me. I'm all set.
Time to bust out the donations to Goodwill
Yep.
and spring clean because
Yep.
that's what I do.
Oh, totally,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna have a yard sale, which I'm unreasonably excited for this yard sale.
I got so many questions. So we got so much stuff to talk about because I haven't talked to you in a while.
I
And we
know.
got some questions coming in the chat. I wanted to talk about the LCQ. So we got the last
Yeah,
chance
let's do
qualifier
it.
coming
Let
up.
me pull up
And people
the
are
things.
asking, Lance here, who goes to my gym, by the way, is
Oh,
saying,
hey, Lance.
who is winning the LCQ? James, Koski. I know there's more people competing than that. And I might have to pull up the list of people
Yeah, I know, me too. I'm gonna get it up right now, one
who,
second.
who are competing in the LCQ. But I'm kind of excited to see this go down.
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited.
My only disappointment in the LCQ, like I understand the concept of it, and this is not a complaint. Like I feel like there's a lot of voices and just spaces within CrossFit right now that their whole identity is complaining about everything CrossFit's doing wrong, and
Ain't
I
that the
don't want
truth?
and I don't want this to become that because this isn't that for me. My only like disappointment, and this is just as a fan, has nothing to do with CrossFit. It's just that there are so many talented people in the LCQ. I'd like to see more of them qualify. You follow what I'm saying? Like
Okay. I
you can
do.
only
Yep.
you can only take two, and I'm like, there's like half a dozen in there. I think could actually make a real splash at the games that I'm watching. Going,
Okay.
man, I just hate that they're not going to get a chance to go. And I'm not trying to circumvent the rules, and like I get it, it's a competition, so I don't want to bitch too much. But as a fan, it's like, man, there's just so many people that likely won't get in that I would love to see compete in Madison.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Let me throw this at you.
yep.
I love that there are only 2.
Do you? Why is that?
Love it. I love it because it's gonna be a bloodbath. It's like a fight to the death. When remember, these people did not qualify at
Right.
semifinals. They had every chance to qualify. In fact, and some places took up to 5 people. So like they had every chance to qualify for
Oh,
games, and sometimes they missed it by just 1 or 2. Like, they were not good enough at semifinals to get to games. That's not I'm not trying to be an asshole. I really love these
yeah,
people,
no,
but, like,
no, I'm
that's
with you. I'm
yeah,
totally with you on that. That's why I'm saying that's why I don't want to really be a complainer on this because I appreciate the
yeah,
rules and the fact that it's so hard to get there. At the
yeah,
same time, like I'm looking at this list of people. I have the list in front of me now, and I'm like, I'm looking at the men, right? James Sprague, love him. Griffin
yeah,
Raleigh, love him. Matt Doulos, love him. Koski, love him. Dusick, love him. Mundweiler, love him. Dunn,
yep.
love him. Like I'm just going through the list of people that we've met or we know or who are competing. I'm like, God, I love all these guys. Like I hate to see that only two of them can get in.
No,
And
I
same on
love
the
it.
women's side.
No, I love it. I'm sorry to be a hard ass, but I'm like, be better. Someone
Well,
someone this there's a comment that came through the chat, from Lance again. Uh, Realistically, if you're in the last chance qualifier, you have some serious holes in your game. It's true. Otherwise, you would have qualified. So there's
well,
something going on. There's something going on.
where did Christy Irmo finish last year? Sixth or seventh?
Some one of the 2 because she got in via last chance qualifier last
Yeah,
year.
that's the point. Like the difference between finishing sixth and third is like nothing. So
It does depend on the roster of your semifinal. You're right.
yeah, I don't disagree. Like they certainly have to have had some holes in the games, but my counter argument to that would be is that semis is a 6 event competition. The games is a 4 or 5 day competition. Those are way different. And so you can look at, as an example, who's the guy that won the MAC last year? Big tall dude.
Jason Hopper.
Thank you. Love that dude. I mean, I feel
Mhm.
bad I forgot his name, but I could see his face in my mind. I'm just old. Hopper, terrific athlete, super
Yep.
fit, ideally made for that MAC competition last year for 6 events. And he crushed it and he beat Scott Panchik, I might add. And then he went to the games and didn't even come close to making the podium. And I'm not saying that
Mhm.
as an insult. The dude's fit as hell. So no disrespect to Jason, but far different event from last chance from the MAC to what the games ended up being. And
Mhm.
then, you got someone who Christy as an example, who kind of struggled at Granite and didn't make it, and then got to last chance, got in, and then made a big splash at the games. So I guess
Mhm.
my point is like I don't disagree that there are some holes in the games, but I also don't think the people in the last chance qualifier have no shot at winning or making the podium. I think they really do. I think just
Yes.
often in a 6 event short semi, it's a much different event for some athletes depending on how it's programmed. That's
I
kind of my
agree.
point.
I agree with that. I guess my argument would just be, and this is kind of like very this is just like very CrossFit of me to say, right? Like it's unknown and unknowable. The games is a
Yeah,
very different test from semifinals, which is a very different test from the open, which is a very different. And to be the best, you have to be good at all of them,
yeah.
regardless of what happens, regardless if there's an event that's not in your favor or you're sick or you're injured. Like,
All
yeah,
right, women's side.
bloodbath, bloodbath.
Bloodbath, says Kimmy K.
Let's
Who are you rooting
go.
for? Who are you rooting for?
Um, okay, let me
Women's
look.
side
It was
first.
oh no, wait, can I fit oh wait, women's side first. Okay.
Women's side first. Let's go to the women.
Sarah Sigmundsdottir. Sarah
Oh, She's never
at
been
this
on the
but
show,
she's
so
like,
she
I
said to
would
me. No, she
I
comes on the
really
show, I'm
want
not rooting for her.
I really wanna get her, I mean, I wanna get her on the show, but I really wanna get her, as on a Focus on Female episode really, really badly because this was a couple seasons ago, she came out and was
Er
very open and honest about how she, like, when she was overtraining and training too hard, she, like, stopped her menstrual cycle stopped, and that's, like, a
Mhm.
whole thing with women in training, and, like,
Right.
I'm dying to get her on the show. If I get her
N
on that
no,
before the show, you're gonna be pissed, huh?
nope, you can't have her on before me. I love Sarah. I love
Okay.
her. She's such a competitor, such a good athlete. Like, I've been such a fan for so long, you cannot have her without me. But I'd be
Okay.
great for you to have her on Focus for Females also. Who else? Who else do you want?
Um, who else do I think will qualify, or who else do I really want to qualify?
Either
Because
one.
those
I
are
think
2
they're
different
both
things.
fair questions. Both. Which let's start with who do you think will qualify, and then who do you want to qualify?
I think that Jamie Simmons has a really good chance.
Mm, yep.
Sarah and Jamie would be the 2 that I feel like have a real shot, um, at this. I would really love to see Fee qualify.
Oh, I love
I
Fee.
would really love to see that. That would be that would, like, just tug on my heartstrings. She's the best. She's the best. She's an
Yep.
incredible human being.
The women's field is stacked.
It is. It's
I
wild.
mean, come on. Ariel Lowen,
Yeah.
Christine Best, Sarah Sigmundsdottir, Maddie Surt, Jamie Simmons, Kelly Clark, Michelle
Yeah.
Bassinet, Fee Sagavi, Chloe Wilson, Katrin David's daughter, Samantha
Mhm.
Briggs. I mean, come on.
I know.
Like,
I don't think she's gonna do it. Sam's not gonna do it.
yeah, I don't think she is either, but you could just roll a dice in this group and pull 2 out
I know. You
that are
really could.
super talented.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I wanna see Fee because I love Fee. I mean, Fee's a friend,
Yeah,
so, like,
same.
I would love to see Fee get in, but there's so many I love on this group, like Christine Best is just salt of the earth. I love Sarah Sigmundsdottir. I don't know. My personal feelings are getting in the way. I have a hard time
I
picking 2.
know. I know.
I would say I know she got a lot of grief, from some of the talking heads online, but I think Katrin Davis' daughter is gonna be hard to beat in an online qualifier. She always does well online. Fee does well. Kelly Stone's kinda due. Christine Best's kinda due. Sarah's kinda due. Like, there's just so many strong ones. I'm
Yeah.
not
No,
gonna be
you're
shocked
right.
by any. So I know I'm just, like,
You're
so all
totally
over the
right.
fence here, but so many good ones. But if I gotta
Yeah.
limit it to 2, I'm gonna pick Sarah and Fee because I love them
Okay.
both.
Okay. I'm down. I could agree with those.
Those are my favorites. All right, men. Who are the 2 for the
Ok
men?
the 2 for the men are James Sprague and Tim Paulson.
Man, look at you, just going for the
Yep.
favorites. So,
Yep.
um, God, I love James was such a good interview. Wasn't he
He's the
fun?
best. He's the best.
My mom messaged me after to say how much she loved him.
No. Of course she did. She's got
Yeah.
great taste.
She messaged me. She's like, "I love it, kid, but you're still the son I always wanted." I'm like, "No, you don't have to
Oh.
pretend. You don't have to pretend."
Yeah. It's nice of you to say, but
Yeah, I know. I know you love him better. That's fine. I love James, Griffin Raleigh. What was his name you guys kept calling him? Justin
we
Royal?
Justin Royal.
Um,
Only OG CrossFitters will know what that means.
God, there's so many Koski, I think, is the one on this group that I think should already be in that isn't.
You know, Yona was really he surprised me at semifinals. You're right. In my head, when I was making my podium out of his semifinal, he was potentially winning. It's strange. I don't know
Yep.
what's up.
You could get a couple of Europeans off this group.
Absolutely.
Mundweiler's really, really strong.
Yep.
Dusick, really, really strong. Dunn, really strong. When I say really strong, I just mean like crazy fit, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
across the board. Like they're not just
Yeah.
strength athletes. So I think you have a
Jason
lot
Smith,
of
this would be the first year in a long time he doesn't come to games. I mean, he could do the Masters thing if he really wanted to, but he
yep,
continuously is fittest fittest in his country, and so this,
yep.
getting in via LCQ wouldn't be crazy.
Tyler Christophel.
Yeah, that was sad. That was a tough break for Tyler when
Yeah.
he didn't qualify, he was close.
I mean, come on, this field is stacked. Ant Hayes, like when I can
Yeah,
recognize like almost every name on this list, you're like, holy shit, these are
I
really
know.
like this is a great list of athletes.
Yeah.
I'm like personally, I'm with you. You and I, I feel bad because I think we're just like picking people we like. And I love
No,
James.
I picked the people I legitimately think could do this.
Oh, I think they could, but I also just love them personally as
I
like as
know.
humans.
I
I think they're great
know.
humans, and James and Tim are two of my favorite people on the planet. Like
I
you're
know.
never going to get me ever to say anything bad about Tim Paulson. I love
He's
that
the
dude
best. That whole
and his
family,
family.
all
Yeah,
those Paulsons, man,
yeah, the whole
the
Paulson
best.
clan, they're amazing. So I would love to see him make it. But you look at this field and go, man, like crazy stacked. It's hard to pick two. I'm going to go with you and say James and Tim are a great pick for me to go with. But I'm going to also go on the outlier here and go Koski. Hard to bet against that guy. Like
It's
super
true.
fit,
It's true.
been there before, got the experience. We'll see how it goes. But
Yeah.
it's really cool. This is exciting. I did like this is my point. This is why I like to see like maybe four because I got so many favorites. As a fan, I'm just sitting there going, man, I'll be excited as an example if Griffin, Raleigh, and Koski got in because I love those guys. But then
Yeah.
I'll be totally heartbroken if James and Tim finish third and fourth, when they could have gotten in.
I know.
So it's just a weird place to be. That's
I
all.
know, but I like it. I like the I don't know, tension.
Mhm.
I like it. For sport, I think it's a great call. Just having like the one or two winners out of this
I'm
very, very stacked field.
I'm always so impressed at how hard this group of people work just to get into the last chance qualifier. I don't think that's talked about enough. Like, we talk about how
Yeah.
hard it is to get to the games, but these guys have a whole extra 2, 3, 4 weeks where they have to prep, continue to train, and they have to
Yeah.
train at the highest level because there is obviously a huge difference between training at your highest level to actually go compete and working out leading up to something you're already in. Like those are two different events, and so this
Correct.
group has to kind of peak again. Like they had to peak
Mhm.
a couple of weeks ago, and now they got to peak again. And if they happen to get in, then they got to peak 4 weeks later.
Mhm.
Talk about a
Yeah.
hard ask, like so
Yeah.
hard.
That's very tough, and it certainly wasn't in their training plans going into it. However, think about what happens when you're James and you miss out by 1 point or whatever, point 2
Yep,
seconds or whatever it was, and your season's not automatically over. So on the complete opposite end of the scale, it's like this insane hope, this insane chance that you otherwise wouldn't have. Your season would just be done. So I think that's pretty cool.
it's a bloodbath, as you
It
called it.
is. I love it. I love it. Bring it on. I'm
I,
stoked.
I, I'm going to show this question because it's an easy answer. Without naming names, are there bad people in CrossFit jerks? They all seem like good peeps. Have you ever met anybody that wasn't good? Because I have yet to meet anyone that I thought wasn't awesome.
Oh, yeah. I've met total CrossFit assholes.
Have
Totally.
you?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Maybe
Usually
I've
it's
met one or two.
usually on the like personal level, like people at affiliate like there's plenty of people in our community who are assholes, but if the question is like more toward like professional athletes or like people
Hmm.
within the CrossFit space, like events or whatever, that answer is actually no.
Who are
Truly
they? Who,
everyone
who are the athletes, Nikki? Name them all.
there
Does it
aren't,
rhyme
that's
with?
what I'm saying.
Oh, does it rhyme with boning?
No. No. What I meant was like, is there someone who walks into like the 5:30 class at my affiliate who
Right.
I'm like, ugh, that guy, like totally.
No, no,
But
no. We're talking
in
about
as
pro
far as
athletes. Like,
professionals, no, honestly, no, no. In the beginning, when I first started doing sideline reporting, I didn't have as great of a relationship with everyone because I think people really didn't like, or some people really didn't like being on camera. They felt very uncomfortable
yeah,
on
yeah.
camera, and so they saw me coming with my microphone and they were like, "Ooh, I'm gonna run
Hmm.
away." Like, and so I wasn't really close with a lot of athletes because they weren't professional athletes. They were just people who got good at doing thrusters in their garage. That was
Right.
like the thing. That was like how Ben Smith got good at CrossFit. He would like work out in his garage and take videos, and YouTube was brand new. And that, like, it was just so I didn't. I didn't have a really great friendly relationship with a lot of them at first, and I think some of them were very, like, standoffish from me because they were like, "I don't wanna do this, like, I'm not a professional athlete, I just like fitness fast." And over the years, that changed, but no, honestly, no one's ever been, like, a real jerk, ever.
I would say that all of the ones I've interacted with
Yeah.
have been very self-deprecating, very funny.
Yeah.
They take a joke well. They give as good as they get. Like, they're
Yeah.
all very clever. If I had to give one, I would say Fikowski doesn't have a very good sense of humor. He just doesn't take jokes as well as some of the others, but I think
You're just mad because he blocked you.
a little bit, yeah, still a little hurt.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes,
no,
but you
look,
know.
I first of all, I have nothing but respect for that dude. So this is not me bashing Fikowski. That dude is fit as hell, super smart. He has earned everything he's ever gotten. Like, nothing's given to him. Like, that dude's great.
Yeah, yeah.
So this isn't me bitching out him, but from my experience of like talking to other athletes, like, he's far more serious than they are. A lot
Yes,
of
I
these
would say
guys,
that's
like,
accurate.
yeah, I think the guys at the top level, like, I've always been impressed at how silly the people at the top levels are, like the Pat Bellners of the world. That dude's just funny as hell. Just
Yeah.
casual, funny, like, takes a joke, gives a joke back to you, doesn't take it too seriously, takes his job seriously, but doesn't take it too seriously, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, they know
just
when to
cool dude.
turn it on and off. They know
Yeah.
when to zone in and when to relax.
Yeah. So, like, I haven't really met anyone, and I haven't really met Fikowski, so it's not fair for me to say he's a jerk because I don't think he is. I just
He's not. He's not.
no, well,
No one
he
is,
blocked me, so
truly.
fuck that guy.
Oh, well,
Uh,
right, yeah.
he also unblocked me, so I guess I should forgive him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he
Well,
unblocked me a
that's
while ago.
cool.
Oh, who got me unblocked? It was all right. He's gonna punch me right in the balls because I'm old and I'm struggling with names tonight. The year we did Murph at the games, who came out
Yeah.
hot, nearly died, has a baby
Came
now.
out came out hot.
A
This is
dude.
like trivia.
Yeah. It's one of the dudes, came out super hot in Murph, nearly died. He has a baby now. Scalift is his
Oh, Joe Scally?
yes, Joe Scally. Thank you.
Yeah,
See, I
he's
remember everybody by
probably
their
the
screen
funniest
names.
guy in CrossFit.
He is the funniest guy in CrossFit
Yeah.
and one of my OG followers, by the way. But it turns
Oh.
out he's friends with Fikowski. So when Fikowski
Oh,
blocked
yeah.
me, I kept hashtagging free make was great again. And he messaged me. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Fikowski blocked me." He's like, "Oh, I'll just call him." And he did. He like turned around, messaged him, and he was like, "Hey, unblock make was great again." And he did, just like that, unblocked me like right away.
Amazing.
I
This
know
is epic.
that's when I learned like how small this community is. Like,
Oh,
everybody
totally.
knows everybody in some degree, It's like
Yeah, 100%.
it's really funny to me.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's here I had my little list of notes here I want to talk about.
Okay.
Uh how's it feel to be a second class citizen now?
Yeah, I have big feelings about this.
Yeah, I saw your
Do we wanna lose a whole bunch of listeners right now?
I
'Cause
know I
I'm
saw your Instagram story
happy to.
today that
Uh-huh.
said, I lost 100 followers for talking about basic human rights. I'm like, oh, that's cute. I lose
I
1,000
know.
a week just for existing.
Okay,
So,
but, like, I don't have that many followers. Can I tell you, this is really heartwarming.
yep.
So, I posted that where I'm like, I'm down 100 followers, for just posting about basic human rights, imagine that. You know how many replies I've gotten to that story?
How many?
Like like over 200. Like,
Oh, I'm not
out of the
surprised.
100 followers that I lost, I got over 200 replies of people being like, "Fuck those people, you don't need them, we're
All
still here," and I was like, "That's the
right.
most heartwarming thing that could have possibly
So
happened," and I'm trying like hell to respond to every single one of you, so just give me a day.
here, here's the question I really want to talk about. I don't want to get in uh I don't want to get into the whole abortion debate. That's more than people want to hear from us. But
Fair.
here's what I do want to get into that I think is important. So, or at least what I was thinking about, and tell me if I'm right and how people
Mm,
should address it. So I'm not a coach. I'm not an O1. I don't lead people in gyms. I just show up and bitch about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there thinking, all right, there's going to be a significant number of members coming into our gyms this week that are female, that are going to be, and men, for I shouldn't say just female, but I'm assuming mostly female, that are going to be feeling however they feel. It's just the best way I can put it, right? Like on either side of the aisle, like either way you feel about it, you're gonna be feeling however you feel, and it's gonna be a very difficult week for a lot of people. As a CrossFit coach, knowing that people come into your gym to escape from the outside world, but you also have people that are being impacted from the outside world. How do you address that? I know it's a tough question, but I
Yeah,
couldn't wrap
it
I
is
was
a
trying to
tough
wrap my mind around
question.
this week, like, how do you wrap your arms around these members that are struggling with whatever, and you can't fix whatever it is, and we know what it is, but you can't fix it, but you wanna give them protection from the world when they come in. How do you do that?
Yeah, and I'll try to answer this in like an unbiased way because you have to understand how difficult it is for me because half of me is like, burn it down. Take the world and burn it down. Make
Right.
it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. So that's like that is very much like raging inside of me. And then the other part of me is like if I were leading a class, knowing I have people who think different things in that class, I don't want to alienate anyone, right? Like I just don't. Because you can, in my personal opinion, you can feel however you want to feel about abortion, and I will not listen to you, and I will not respect you, and I will not. There are plenty of arguments and there are plenty of people who feel different ways. I just don't think any of those feelings should impact our legal system. So that's where I'll leave that part of the argument. So if I were leading a class knowing that there were people feeling different kind of ways in it, I feel like I would probably open myself up and open my door up to people outside of class hours because people come to the gym, and being a CrossFit coach is also partially being a therapist. It's true. People are there to clear their heads from good things or from bad things rather. They're also there to celebrate good things, and I think you need to be there for them on an emotional level. Sometimes people are squatting because they've had a really bad day for 10 different reasons. So if anyone wanted to talk, I think I would try to make myself available for them. I don't think I would start the class being like, "How's everyone feeling today
Right.
about this
Yeah.
topic?" But I think I probably would be like, Things are crazy right now, and if y'all need an ear or a shoulder or a whatever, like I'll be here after class." You know what I mean?
Yep. No, like,
Yeah.
yeah, here's a good comment I thought is relevant. Make it the best hour of the day and let them have them in a release. Like I've been trying to wrap my mind around this for the last few days. I keep seeing, so many emotional posts, and that's completely understandable. And I'm
Mm.
emotional about it, even though I haven't shared that at all. I mean, I have daughters, and it's an important
Mhm.
topic, I think, for people.
Yeah.
Um, but I keep seeing people post things like, take note of the people that aren't posting about this, like it's almost like a
No, I
threat.
don't
And
believe that.
and
No.
and I'm out here thinking like I'm intentionally not posting about it. Not that I don't care about it. Again, I have daughters, and like this is an important topic to me and my family, but my plan is to address it through voting, not through my social
Sure.
media
Yeah.
uh, profile. And not that I couldn't use my social media, you know, cred or whatever to gin up support or, just to get people riled up about it. But my thought is like, kind of this comment about making it the best hour of the day. I think people need a place to have a respite or a relief from the troubles of the world. And for me, like I go to CrossFit to forget about all my shit. Like
Right.
I went and
Right.
did a terrible workout tonight and it was terrible in every way to forget about what I had done the rest of the day at work, you know?
Yeah.
And but there's also the part of me that's a human. It's like I also know I'm sitting in that room with 50% females who I'm sure have a very strong opinion about how they're being viewed right now by our government and the Supreme Court. And while CrossFit isn't going to change that for them, I want to make sure if this is their outlet, like to your point, they have
Yeah.
a moment to kind of, I don't know what the right term is, Nikki, like relax,
I
like
know. I
use
know.
CrossFit as their therapy. Like that's what I use it for.
I
Does that
know.
make
I have a
sense? I
hard
feel like I'm
time. It
rambling.
does it does make sense. It perfectly makes sense. The only hard time I have with that is like you don't get a break when basic human rights are being violated. I know it should be like a wonderful respite and a beautiful hour where you can just like turn your brain off, but like I don't get to turn my uterus off for an hour. Like
What? You don't have an
I
off button?
know. I
I don't
know.
know anything about women, so I don't know if you guys have an on and off button. I
We
wouldn't know where to
don't, we
find a
don't.
button.
I
That's my
know.
problem.
Speaking
I wouldn't yeah.
do you know that chickens ovulate every 26 hours? I'm just saying,
Wow.
like, with this is really chicken hour. But,
Yeah.
like, so it's hard because 'cause I'm with you because I also want CrossFit as a break from my life, from my work. I don't have to check my email for an hour, like, it's wonderful, but, like, the other half of that argument, and they're both happening in my brain at the same time because I feel so many ways about it, is like, I don't care. You don't get to take a break. You don't get to take a break from the horrific things that are happening right now to us in this country, and I guess you could make that argument about lots of horrific things happening to people all
Well,
the
that's
time.
the point. There are so many
I
things that you
know,
could
I know.
apply that to, and I'm not trying to make light of the situation because I think it's an
I
important
understand.
topic, but my question is like, as a CrossFit coach, knowing like the emotional support that people need, like how do you offer that some emotional support? That's the thing that I always wonder.
Yeah,
Like for me, that's like the unsung hero of CrossFit is the emotional support these coaches are giving people. And I know it isn't as specific as, oh, I'm really disappointed about this, Supreme Court
yeah.
decision, but just the positivity that comes out of CrossFit. How do you focus that in a way to make it effective?
Yeah, I think that you first of all, I think that you stay open-minded. I think you have to. Like I said, there's people who disagree with abortion fundamentally, like, I don't hate those people. You know what I mean? Like, and I would have a conversation or I would just respect them for their own opinions. That's fine. I think you just have to I think you just have to offer support in a way that doesn't alienate people, and that might be behind closed doors or it might be after class. It's probably not standing up at the whiteboard. You know what I mean? The way that you might be able to talk
Yeah.
about other topics that are less polarizing, but I just feel like being able to offer support and staying open-minded at the same time is probably the only way at it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to, like, truly lead a class that has a whole bunch of different people from all sorts of walks of life in it, you know?
Yeah, like I was just thinking about this week. Like I've never been in a class where any political topic came up in any capacity. I've never been in one, and I've been doing this for 10 years now. So it's
Yeah.
just like it's never come up. But there have always been moments where things are I don't know, not as calm as you want them to be.
Yeah.
Whether it's this current moment or when you had when the war started in Ukraine, and you
Yeah.
can continue to go back for like the laundry list of things over the last 10 years that have gone on. Um, for me, it's like, I've always been impressed at how positive and energetic CrossFit coaches are. And I guess I was just curious, like, as someone, I mean, you coach people, do you ever
Mhm.
take that into account when you're leading a class of like, all right, this week is going to be particularly rough on women coming in. I need to up the positivity, or
Yeah.
maybe I need to change the topic of the class. Do you ever take that into account at all?
Yeah, totally, and I sometimes have to, like, psych my own self up for it, right? Like, I coach when I coach, I vibrate at, like, a very high level. I mean, I kind of do in real life anyway, but, like, when you're leading a class, you really have to turn it on because those people are about to suffer, and you
Right.
really need to be the guiding voice to take them through it, not in an annoying way, but in, like, an overwhelmingly motivational way, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, for me, this is so personal, and this has been one of 2 hills. I only have 2 hills that I'll die on, and it's been this
Oh,
and same-sex marriage for forever, my entire
those are
adult
the
life since
only
I
2?
performed.
The only 2
Those
you'll
are
die
those are
on.
the 2. I will die on those hills, yes, and I those are, like, the 2 political opinions that I've had, like,
I
my
was
entire life.
I was hoping the 3rd one was that my memes are awesome, but okay, fuck me, I
Well,
guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
political hills. I have many. I have
Mhm.
these rolling hills all
Okay,
through
that's
my
fine.
life.
That's fine.
So I have all sorts of other ones. Yeah. Oh, I would take an arrow for you.
Mhm. Yeah, okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Too late.
I think
Damage is
I think
done.
arrows are more poetic than bullets, but that's just me. But so it's really hard for me. So I think for me this week it's going to be as much about psyching myself up for class as it is about being there for other people because that's really hard. This is really really hard. I have shed tears. I can't tell you I've shed tears over lots of political decisions in my life. But this is really fucking hard. Just tough.
Yeah, I think it's tough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for people to navigate. It's an interesting world. Like I feel like I'm becoming more introspective in the last year of trying to determine like what to use these platforms for.
Yeah.
Is this the battle I want to take on? And it's certainly a worthy battle. I'm not wanting to say that it isn't. Like, again, I something I feel strongly about, and as someone who has daughters and wants them to have equal healthcare coverage that I have, particularly since I pay for the healthcare coverage.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It is important. Um, but at the same time, it's like when you think of what we do between this podcast and social media, it's like we're also offering an escape to
Mhm.
some degree, and like people don't come to a meme page, for instance, or to kettlebells and cocktails to talk about abortion. They come to us to talk about CrossFit and like the things that are lighter and more fun for them.
Mhm.
And like trying to balance that is important. But at the same time, like the people that also follow are real people and have real concerns. And to your point, are crying over this. And
Mhm.
and so it's a real balancing act, and it just made me think this week about the coaches that are out in the field, like working with athletes day in and day out that are struggling with whatever, and this is kind of one more stress on top of whatever else they're working with. Like, how do they address that? So it's just really interesting to me, like how do you approach a class of athletes, knowing that something significant has changed in their life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
just
been tough. It's been a tough honestly, I feel like it's been a tough few years since the last 2 political turnovers we've had even.
yeah.
In the last 8, 9 years, I feel like we've become so divided on so
Yeah.
many different things.
Here's a great quote. Presence and attitude is key. It's from Coach Dr. Evil. I love the name.
Best
Presence and
coach.
attitude is key. Athletes will remember how you made them feel, not how much CrossFit knowledge you have. By no means am I diminishing the importance of
The
knowledge.
importance of knowledge.
But
Good.
I think that's spot on. Like I've had plenty of coaches that were smart as hell that made you feel like shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And, like I feel like right now I have a slate of coaches that make me feel really good, even when I'm, looking like a dumbass out, out on the competition floor, or as I'm out there working out.
It should
But
be both.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I love that
Yeah.
idea, that concept of how do you make people feel? And I think, we've got to all take into account the people that are walking into our gyms every day, and like, how are they feeling walking in, and how do they feel walking out?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm, I'm going to make an assumption based on you telling me that you've been stressed and crying over this, that you're probably walking into the gym a little stressed. And like, if you walk out less stressed, that's a really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I walk out, because like physical activity just makes me feel better no matter what. So I'm always going to feel better after a workout. But if I also walk out having a coach, having had a coach come up to me and say like, "Hey, if you need anything, I'm here to chat," or like, "Hey, are you doing okay?" All things considering. I've seen your Instagram. I know you're blowing
Yeah.
up. Um, that would make me feel good. So I think that's probably what I'll try to do is just be like, I know who's struggling. I know who wants to talk about it and I know who doesn't.
They're like,
So
Nikki, I've seen your Instagram. I know a full 100 people have unfollowed you, and you're
this big
really sad
numbers
about
for
it.
me. Well, that's kind of a lot for me. That's a lot in like 48 hours.
That's a lot of
That's like,
people for
oh,
anyone. I'm just busting
yeah.
your balls. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. And I'm mainly just like, bye, losers. Sorry. I'm petty.
You know what? You can't worry about any of that. Like, that should just
I
happen.
don't. I don't worry. I was just kind of like, wow, really? I guess I thought I gave off more equal human rights vibes, but
Mm.
here I am.
You know
Hmm.
what? But
Imagine
social
that.
media isn't about that. And I've come to grips with that recently. People don't follow you because they actually care about you for the most part. Some do. And I would hope the people in the chat do, because they're nice enough to actually be in the chat. I'm gonna suck up
Fact.
to you guys. Thanks for being there. Um, but I think for the most part, like most of social media is just disposable content for people.
I agree.
And we can't take it
But I
personal when they go, "Oh, well, I'm anti whatever." In this case, I'm pro-life, not pro-choice, so I'm gonna unfollow. I don't think we can take that personally. I unfollowed somebody the other day and they straight up blocked me for it.
but
And
this is
and I wasn't unfollowing because I was disappointed in them. I was just unfollowing. They didn't follow me, and I wasn't really looking at their content. And I'm like, well, why am I following if I'm not really looking at their content? So I'm just going
yeah,
to follow.
yeah.
And then they straight up blocked me for it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I
it's like
know.
we're just taking social media way too seriously these days. I guess is kind of the point.
I
But
know, but I feel like I can and I do take it personally because it isn't like when I do an event and I have like kind of like behind the scenes content or I'm like with athletes or I'm posting more of interview stuff, like I always get a whole bunch of followers around like a competition. And then like a week or two later when they realize I mainly just post pictures of my baby, they
right,
unfollow me because they're like, "Oh, this isn't really what I thought. I thought maybe she was gonna have like athlete content or like, one-on-one interviews or whatever,"
or
and they
feet.
unfollow
They
me. And
want
I
to see
am
your feet. That could be it
they
too.
want definitely want to see my
Yeah,
feet. Toe
definitely want to see.
Spacer, still waiting on a sponsorship.
Yep.
Um, and I do not get offended about that because it's not the content they were looking for. I can take it personally because I'm having a really hard time separating people who support this decision from people who support my existence as an equal human. And so I do in fact take it personally because while social media might not be the place where people oftentimes go for political conversation, it has become just an extension of
Sure.
conversation virtually. And so I have a really personally, and not everyone thinks this, so I'm not saying that those people are wrong, but just personally, a really hard time with that. I do take it personally. If you're not okay with me making having bodily autonomy and making decisions about my own health, regardless of your religion, because I'm pretty sure that we have separation of church and state in this country,
Mhm.
then I can, in fact, take it seriously that you value my life less than potentially and only potentially what may be happening inside of my own body
Well,
that
maybe
you have now more control over than I do. There it is.
all of that may be true. Some of it may be true that people just don't wanna see political content on their feed. You know
True.
what I mean? Like,
True.
it
Yeah, no,
isn't
I
that
do
they're
get
like
it.
yeah, they're like it isn't that they're like, "Oh, I disagree with Nikki and I don't like her and I don't wanna follow anymore." It's just like, "Hey, I'm burnt out
I
from
know.
all of this." Like, as someone who like, most of my follow or a lot of the people I follow happen to lean the same way I lean, right? So
Yeah,
when all this went down, I'm going through my story and it's literally just like a dumpster fire of people pissed off, you know?
of course.
And after about 5 minutes, I'm like, "Oh, I'm so burnt out over this." Like, I'm so burnt out already.
I
And I
know.
don't
I
mean that
do
I'm
get
not
that
trying to make light
argument.
of it. It's just like it becomes a lot, like,
I
emotionally.
know. Yeah, I
And so I
agree. I do
you know,
agree.
so I think there are people that if they lean the other way and then they start seeing a lot, then they do start making choices. And that isn't
Yeah,
they're not what they're not saying is, "Oh, screw Nikki, I don't like her." They're just like, "All right, enough. I don't wanna see it for now," and they'll come back. That makes
I
sense.
know. I do understand that argument, and I agree, and I've done that to plenty of people, and then the other, like, fiery feminist side of me is like, "Well, you don't get to turn it off because I don't get to turn off my uterus."
Well,
Like,
again,
I
I
don't
don't know
get
if
to
there's
just
an
be
off
like,
button. I don't know. I
there's
don't know
no
if
off
there is.
button. Like, I don't get to be like, "You know what? I just won't deal with this for a day.
Well,
It's fine. I'll just ignore my lack of autonomy in this
well,
country."
if
So
I've learned
it's just
anything tonight,
hard.
it's there's no off button for a uterus.
There's
I've
no
heard that
off
twice. So
button.
now I know
There's
that
an on button though. Hey!
oh, so I know that
Ah,
scientific fact,
badumch.
so I'm just gonna keep that to myself.
Hey. No, I know, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I believe all these things. I have all these thoughts in my head all at once because 'cause I'm also burnt out and sad and just wanna take a break, and then I'm like, "I can't take a break because there are no breaks. It's just our lives." So it's hard.
Well,
I need to, like, I would love to get someone. And actually, if there's anyone listening who knows, I would love to get someone to talk more in depth on this, on a focus on female episode, but someone who is like, I don't want to say like neutral, but like professional and can just, like, address what is actually happening instead of me who is, like, very clearly addressing this with
I can
emotion.
give you 4 or 5 names. Just
You
I'll
can?
send you some names. Yeah, I
Okay,
know a
good.
few female lawyers that are
Yeah,
CrossFitters,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
that kinda thing, exactly.
yeah, there are plenty. And I think I think it's a good one to talk about because I think this is certainly an issue that's important. Um,
Yeah.
wasn't the kind of the point of this, but I think we
Well,
should
here we
cover it,
are.
or you
Yeah.
should cover it. I just want to make sure you're not too worried about your 100 followers that have left you. I don't think they're pissed at you. I think it's just it'll come back in a week if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fine. Whatever.
I also because I'm so much older than you, Nikki. Uh,
Ancient. So
ancient.
ancient.
I fart dust. I think that, sorry, did I make you did you just squirt water out of your
Let's
nose?
just spit water at
It's true though.
it just hit so
Um,
perfect. It's so
nice.
casual.
Yeah. No, it's true. It all comes around, and I realize that, Roe v. Wade is 50 years old, but the reality is there's gonna be a lot more battles between now and then. You know,
I know,
states'
but
rights will come up, and, it's a lot's gonna happen. So this is certainly not the end game for whatever
I
that's
ho
worth,
I hope
and
not. I know.
I do,
But
I was telling my daughters were asking me this, it's funny, the 18-year-old and the 20-year-old. My 18-year-old comes home and she's like, "Wow, I didn't realize I lost all my rights today, but I guess I did." And I
yep.
said to her, I'm like, "Well, here's the great news, Meg. You're 18. You get a vote now. You have a
Mhm.
say. You have a say in what happens. You get a vote. So make sure you do that." And she's like, "I did. I voted in the last election." I'm like, "Great. You'll get a vote in the next one too, and continue to do that and advocate for your rights and talk to
Yeah,
others
but
about it. Like, just don't be a silent observer. That's part of it."
I
And
know,
my
it's just that,
experience is
like, you
always,
can't vote those people out of the Supreme Court,
well, you
so
can't. However, events like this usually tend to shift everything the opposite direction. Meaning, like, so, and again, I'm speculating. I don't know shit about national elections, but I've been around long enough to see this happen. When something shifts hard to one direction, left or right, everything else usually shifts the other. So if I'm going to guess, and I'm making a huge guess here, midterm elections are coming up. So we just took a hard shift to the right with the Supreme Court. Voters usually correct that pretty quickly. And so if I
that
had to
would be
guess,
yeah.
if I had to guess, and I'm guessing because I'm not a political analyst, but I bet midterms and elections, things shift to the left. And you'll see that continue to happen. And it doesn't take much to say if you have the presidency and the House and the Senate are all Democrats, they can make a big change quickly. And again, I'm not advocating for that to happen or not to happen. I'm just saying, like, in my experience, usually when you have a hard shift either direction, you get a shift the other. And you can see it, like, I can see it back in my own personal history. You saw it with Clinton when he was in, you took a hard shift to the left. It went to, the House and the Senate went to the right. And then you looked at Bush and it was kind of the same thing. They went to the left, because you had a
Yeah.
Republican president. You'll probably see the same thing here,
Yeah.
but,
I
again, I
hope
don't know.
I hope that's true. I just feel like I'm more concerned about, like, the young woman tomorrow in Texas
Sure.
who
Yeah,
needs
yeah,
to
yeah.
make, like, a life-altering choice.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that
those are always gonna be the choices, Nikki, whether you're talking about abortion or gun control or the death
Yeah.
penalty or any other thing that, comes up in the political realm. Like, there's always gonna be what's kind of the local choice, and those are real concerns, and I don't wanna downplay them. But I guess my point is, it's like, I know everyone feels like there's no hope, and I would tell everybody there is hope. Like, this is not the end. The country did not end last week or this week. Like, we get to continue to make decisions, continue to vote people in, and advocate in your local communities and the states that you live in. And, we move on. It's easy for me to say I'm a dude, but
Yeah, yeah, it's certainly not over because we will not allow this to be
yeah,
the final. That's like I'm telling you, burn it down.
I
I'm
mean,
ready.
It's hard for me to say. I don't have a uterus with an on and off button like you do,
Yeah,
but
well, I got that special one.
the on button.
Uh, I
I
will
had
say
no
though
idea.
that like I like being able to discuss and like oh, I'm sorry, that's I'm sure you can hear the dog in the background. Um, I am by no means like not open to discussion or feel some kind of way about people who have different feelings than I do. I just can't believe that this is now a legal decision in this country. 'Cause you can feel all sorts of ways about it, and I can very respectfully disagree with people. And that's, I just, man, like Supreme Court, like the House and Senate can't fuck with those people no matter what. That's not how this works. It's not how this country works. It's not how the judicial system, the checks and balances are there for a reason. And these old ass men are making these decisions forever for
To be
their
fair, they're
ever.
not
That's what I'm
all
saying.
men, Nikki. They're not all men. There was at least one female in that group.
She's the worst. She's the worst out of
I'm
all of them.
I'm not gonna say that.
God.
I'm not gonna take that position, like, here's what I was like, the Supreme Court justices that are there, are like, it's not like these guys went to junior college and just got nominated because we had Republican presidents. Like, these guys put in serious work to get there, including her. So I'm
Sure.
not gonna,
Sure.
you know, bitch them out for their decisions. I'm with you though. No, I don't. It's not saying I agree with their decisions. I'm just, not going to question their credibility. Um,
Oh, I question their credibility. No, I
well,
do. I do
I
because
don't.
they're
I
not
don't have a
making
uterus, so it's
decisions.
easier for me not to. What can I tell
Well,
you?
but they're not making decisions that are based. If they were, then they would have respected legal precedent.
Yeah, maybe. I guess that, again, I don't. I'm not sure we need to get into all of that because I'm not equipped to
Yeah.
debate legal precedent. Not even close.
Yeah, me either, but I would
I'm with
try.
you though. Like, I think you and I are on one accord. I worry about my daughters. I worry about the
Yeah.
girl next door that has a health issue. They can't get it taken care of now. Like, I
Yeah.
worry about all
Yeah.
that stuff. I do, but
Yeah. I'm worried about marginalized communities. Like this type of issue disproportionately affects people of color, people who are in poor financial situations, disabled people, and people who have different abilities. This is something that Steph Roach sent me a whole thing on
sure.
today, like disproportionately affecting women in minorities and difficult positions in
So
life.
here would be my counter argument to it, at least how I've been trying to help myself get through this tough decision, is
Yeah.
that while they overturned Roe v. Wade, what they basically did was they sent it back to the states and said, "All right, let the states decide." Right? And it, my thought is, I have a lot more control over who gets elected in my state than I do at the national level. Right? Like, most everyone at the national level, like, I happen to be in a swing state, so my vote really matters when I vote in Ohio. Your vote in Rhode Island doesn't matter worth shit. Because you guys get very few electoral votes. Like, nobody
Right.
cares what Rhode Island does, right?
Right.
You're not the swing state. Ohio is. So my presidential vote really kind of matters. But at the local level, when you're trying to decide what's happening with local things, whether it's abortion or gun control or whatever, that really matters. And
Mhm.
you gotta vote in local elections. And so I guess my point to that is like, now that it's back in the state's hands, vote, get involved, talk
Yeah,
to your
but
local
like
congressman.
an insane number of states have had trigger laws in place for years.
Well,
So
true,
like
but
there's nothing you can do in those states. If you're a woman who needs an abortion, it doesn't matter who you vote for in Texas. Like now you need to move yourself. And what if you can't or don't have the mean? I don't know. It's
yeah,
I could
I'm
get
with
I could
you.
jive back into this in a million ways.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with any of that, Nikki. My argument is that I just want people to realize the world is not over and it didn't end with the Supreme Court decision. There are plenty of other things that can still happen between now and then. And and that includes getting involved in your local, elections. Like, I want to see Roe v. Wade come back. I want to see the Supreme Court overturn it. Like, and that could happen eventually, but or I don't know if it could or couldn't. I'm not a lawyer, but I guess my point is that I hate seeing so many people so distraught, like this is the end when it's not the end. there's a lot that can still be done, and a lot of
Yeah.
support people will have, so that's all.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's tough. I get it. It's tough for everyone. It's very emotional.
Yeah. And I agree. I don't think that I'm not, like, upset, like, the world is over or, like, this is the end because it's not, because 'cause we'll fight it and we'll do everything that we
Yeah.
can, and there's so many ways to help people who are in need or in need of medical services, which is what it is. Um, but I can't be like "It's okay, it'll get better because it's not okay, and I'm still
Yeah.
just too emotional about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Believe me, I get, the thing that's getting me through is just continuing to remind myself that CrossFit and what we do on a daily basis is still healthcare. And
Yeah,
while,
absolutely.
a significant number of, in my opinion, a significant portion of healthcare coverage has now been removed for women, what we do in CrossFit is still healthcare that others aren't providing. And I think
Right.
in our space, we've got a ways to find to continue to drive that and bring more people in and provide an encouraging and positive space for people, male and female, to be a part of that. And,
Yeah.
like the whole politics thing aside, all of that I can't say it's going to work itself out, but, I think we can make our positive impact here, you know, so.
We can, and being a part of a wellness continuum that gets people further in their own lives and feeling better and, being better, it's all is certainly I don't know, it's so good. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I just can't level that with having a right, not a part of my healthcare, a right taken from me. I can't level
And
that. I
yeah,
just can't.
no, I get that. I'm not asking you to. I get that. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard, it's hard as a guy to really even understand that feeling other than to empathize. But look at this
Yes.
face. He understands.
Look at that
Look
look
at him
was everything.
being
Bean.
such a
Bean
jerk.
makes everything better.
Yep. Speaking of warm and fuzzy, look at this warm and fuzzy little boy. Look at him. Look how cute he
Oh, I
is.
love him so much.
Say hi, Bean. Can you say hi? Can you meow?
Bean.
He's so
He
annoyed
was
with me right
meowing
now.
earlier.
I know. He's very
I
cute.
heard him.
He's very cute. He's a good boy. He's my best boy. Right, buddy? He's like, whatever, asshole. You shouldn't be picking me up.
He's like, "Listen, you know
Yep.
this. You know
Yeah,
this is
look,
the
see, there's some good comments coming in on this. I like some of these. I like these comments. Giving people space to vocalize and respect their opinion without forcing your viewpoint means a lot. I think that's great,
Totally.
Kimmy.
Yeah, I
Thank you
agree.
for sharing that.
I agree.
And I guess that was kind of my point is like what I'm hoping, I know CrossFit's not going to take a position on this and our gym shouldn't, but I hope our gyms are a respite and a place that people can go relax from the troubles of the world, and I hope the workouts are fucking terrible. Like, oh, if they're so hard, you forget about what's going on in the real world, and that's
Yeah.
part of it,
Yeah.
um, and help us come together as a community. Because I have continually said, I think that shared suffering that we have, that moment where we're together. I had this horrible workout today, Nikki. It was so bad. Let me tell you about this workout.
Tell me.
I swear to God, I saw Jesus halfway through. So it was, God, it was so bad. All right. So it starts with 50 calorie echo bike. That's the
Okay.
opener. Just get on the
That's
bike and pedal for
disgusting.
50 calories. Which isn't so bad when it's just the beginning of a chipper, like realistically, it's not like you're
'Cause you're not gonna
sprinting.
come
Like
out hot.
yeah, but I did. But anyway,
Ugh.
so 50 calories on the echo bike. Then you do 25 30-inch box jump overs. So they're not like
What?
box jumps. It's like however you get over the box. You just have to get your feet to the
Okay.
top of the box because you can put your hands on the top of the box and then you're kind of leaping over. 25
Oh,
of
okay.
those,
Okay.
and then 50 thrusters at 95 or 65.
No. Nope.
95 for the men, 65 for the women. Then another 25 burpee box jump overs. I should have said earlier that it was burpee box jump overs, not
Ew,
just
no,
box
no,
jump
no, no,
overs.
no,
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
changes
Yeah, so let me
everything.
start over. Let me give you the full workout. 50-calorie echo bike, 25 burpee box jump overs, 50 thrusters at 95 or 65, which doesn't seem that heavy, but trust me, it felt like 135. Then another 25 burpee box jump overs, and then you round that out with 50 calories on the rower.
On the rower, I kinda like it. I would do it.
No, don't get me wrong. It's well programmed. But let me explain to you how it felt. So I get on the bike, and I'm pretty good on the like, as much as I bitch about the bike, I'm pretty good on the bike. And so I knock out the 50 calories in about 3 minutes. It's like 3:08, right? Which was not a sprint, like not even close to a sprint. I'm like at 70% effort, 65 RPMs on an echo bike, which
Okay.
is a little different than assault bike. On an assault bike, it probably would have been closer to 75 or 80 for whatever that's worth, at least how it felt. So I roll off there about 3 minutes. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, life's good. I start my first burpee box jump. I literally do like 3, and I'm like, why do my shoulders hurt so bad? Like, why is my heart rate like bursting through my chest like fucking aliens? Like, why is this happening? You know? So I work my way through the 25 burpee box jump overs. I get over to the bar. 95 pounds on a thruster is not that heavy. It isn't. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not.
After all
And
that
it,
work, though.
yeah, okay. Well, so I'm like, when we were in the pre-workout kind of briefing, the coach is like, don't do 15, 15, 10, and 10. That's a trap. And so I'm sitting there listening, going, okay, whatever, buddy.
Yeah.
I do 5. And I'm like, who the fuck's doing 15? Because I can't get
Nope.
past 5. Like, I'm done. I do 5. And I'm like, I'm putting that bar down. Enough of that shit.
All
Sit there and hold
set.
my knees for a minute, look at the bar, like, what just happened? I gotta do
My
5 more.
god.
I do 5 more. Now I'm at 10. I'm like, fuck, I got 40 more. How am I gonna get through this? I do 5 more. I'm like, now it's 35. Is my math even right? I'm not even sure I'm at 35 now. I need somebody to come keep count. Then I gotta do 5 more. I'm like, well, I don't know what number I'm at. Can somebody tell me what's going on? I'm lost.
And
You
then you're
know?
only, like, halfway through the workout.
Yeah. And then here's my pet peeve. Then the coach is like, everybody, you're halfway. I'm like, fuck you, buddy. Shut up. I don't want to know what's going on. Don't tell me where I'm at. Just shut up. Mind your own business. Shut your hole. Right? So,
Don't you coach me.
yeah, don't you
Mm-mm.
coach me halfway
No.
through. Just be quiet. So I just sit there and
Funny.
suffer. And I mean, I am not complaining. I mean, in all seriousness, suffer for 50 reps. It's like every rep is worse than the next. And I'm doing sets of
That's
5s,
tough.
right? But it's like every third, I'm just holding that bar overhead, like, dear God, don't let me drop it. I don't want to clean it again, but I know I got to. Oh,
Uh-huh.
it was terrible. So once you finish the 50, then you got to go do burpee box jump overs again, which
No.
aren't that
No.
hard at that point. They're just annoying. They're
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah, of
gnat. They're just
course.
annoying as fuck. You just got to do them. You got to do
Yeah.
25. And here's my real problem. There's a guy across from me who's like 5 reps ahead of me on the burpees, who's pulling away, and the guy on the other side of me that we're now tied. And he doesn't know we're racing, but we're totally racing. Right?
100% racing.
Totally
100%.
racing. And I'm like, I can't let this guy get to the rower before me. And he's 2 ahead of me because I was counting. Like, I saw him get to the box jumps before I did. And sure as shit, like, I got to the rower before him because I killed myself on those burpee box jumps and then killed myself on the row to wrap that thing, because you don't want to lose on the rower. If you lose on the rower,
No,
that's the
you
most
can't.
humiliating thing ever when you're 6
Then
feet
you
tall like me.
you were
Like,
just
you're
being lazy.
yeah, like, I'm CrossFit tall. Like, I'm 6 feet, which isn't tall, but it's CrossFit tall.
Totally.
And if you lose on the rower and you're CrossFit tall, oh, that's some bullshit, you know?
So did you win?
Yeah, I beat him by a few seconds, and then I
Hell
laid on
yeah.
the floor and complained like a little bitch for like 2 minutes because I thought I was gonna die. Like, I'm just praying for somebody to come out and no CPR. Like, I could barely breathe. It was so bad. Oh,
Dang.
it was
It's a good
terrible.
one. That's a
It was
good one.
terrible.
I had a really good one. last week too. Not that terrible, but like I legitimately felt great doing it. It's ready. If you want a
Yeah.
cardio workout,
All right.
200-meter run,
Okay.
7 toast bar,
Ooh, I like that already. Okay.
13 runs.
Oh, that's it?
That's
Couplet
it.
for 13 rounds?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lot of toes to bar.
It was a lot of running. It was great. I loved it. It was a beautiful
I'm
day
doing the
out.
math. How many is that? What was that, 91? Is that right? Am I doing the math right in my head? I'm
Yeah,
doing it in my head.
and your girl did 'em all unbroken. What's up? But the 200-meter run is a great way to break them up, and it was good. It was just a grind. It was
Oh,
never like you were never redlining. Well, I think Matt redlined, but he runs real fast.
well, let me
Um,
guess your time. Hold on, I'm gonna guess your time because you didn't
oh,
tell
I
me.
would have to look it up.
No, I can tell you. All right, go start looking it up. I'm gonna guess. So it's 13 rounds. 200-meter runs is 1 minute. So I'm gonna give you 13 minutes for the running. And then you
What
gotta
did
do
I do
7
here?
toes to bar, which is less than 30 seconds if you're doing them unbroken. So you've got another, I'm gonna say your final time was 17:31.
Okay,
How'd I
no.
do? No?
It was 22 something,
Oh, you
but
slow bitch. What are you doing running so slow? Come on, run
I was
faster.
I was pushing the stroller.
Oh, you didn't tell me you had the stroller.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
I
see,
pushed the stroller
I
the
would
whole
have
time.
totally added 4 or 5 minutes for Hunter. Come
Yeah,
on.
it was awesome. But that was part of why it felt so good was because that was hard. That's like a 20-pound sled push
Yes,
every
yeah,
time.
well, that totally adds time. How much fun did Hunter have?
He loved it. I've been running with that stroller. Dude, the jogging stroller is like insane. It's such a good workout. It's so hard. It feels like running with
Yeah.
a weight vest. Um,
Dude, 22 minutes is super fast pushing a baby.
yeah, it was great. I felt really
Yeah,
good about
that's
it, I'm not gonna
super
lie.
fast. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Look at
But
you.
the jogging stroller is wonderful, and then when I don't have it, I feel so fast. I'm like, "Pew! Can't catch me. Oh my
Look at you.
gosh."
Fit
Yeah,
mommy out there killing it. I love it.
working on it, working on it.
No, that's great. That's great. I love it. I need video of Hunter getting pushed in the stroller though.
He's so, like like, he has nothing to put his hands the jogging stroller doesn't have, like, a bar, normally he puts his hands on the little bar, so he just, like, sits there like this, and he just, like, takes
He
it
doesn't know
in.
what
He's
to
just
do.
like, "Oh god, what is happening? Oh my
Oh,
god."
I
Very
love it so much.
entertained. I'll have to send you a wicked cute picture from today. Wait, how do I,
Okay.
like, put a picture on the thing?
Well,
This
I don't
is
know if
new
you have
for
access
me.
to it. I don't know.
I
You could
do,
do
I
add
have access to everything now.
click add source, but you have to PDF it.
Oh, you can't just
I-
upload a picture?
Yeah, if you send it to me, I could probably do it real quick, but it doesn't take JPEGs. You have to if you click add source,
Yeah,
presentations, and
I see
then
it, I see it, I can do it all. Hold on, I
okay,
can do
make
it.
it happen. We're gonna see pictures of the baby. You're gonna throw it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, here we go.
Upload this one, I'm gonna
I love
save
it.
it as a export as PDF. Look at me go.
All right.
Fast.
Well, I'll see it once you put it on the screen. If you can make it happen.
I'm making it happen. Present.
Oh,
It's
I see it
processing.
processing. Look
It's
at that.
processing. You have to
There we
cut
go.
this out of the audio version of
That's
this.
fine. They can all wait. Fuck 'em.
Everybody wait.
They should all be watching on YouTube. So if you're listening on audio, this is your fault, not ours. I'm just going to gaslight all of you. Gaslight
Look.
everyone. All right, put it up. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this gangster. Look at this little guy. Little hat sideways, like a little rapper.
I know. Isn't he
Oh.
so cute today? I took this picture and I like can hear him in my mind being like, "You come here often?"
I love this so much. Look how cute that little I want to grab his cheeks. Look
I
at that little
know,
boy.
right? When did he get so big?
Oh, he's so cute. Why is his hat so big? Jesus, that thing's gigantic. Look at that. I love it. It's the best.
Because his head is small.
I know. That's the best part. That's babies should always wear oversized clothes.
I agree. I could not agree more. But
I think
yeah,
we need a baby picture every episode moving
I
forward.
can make it now I know how. I'm
I know.
learning.
I know. I love it so much. That's the best.
Yeah.
Little man. He's just a little man at this point.
Dude, I'm planning his first birthday.
All right. Well, we're doing this again soon, right? We're doing this like later in the week, you and me. We need a guest.
TBD.
You're
You
going
might
on
be the
vacation.
guest. I'm going on
When you
vacation.
when are you going on vacation? Next week?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We go to Block Island for the first week of July every year.
Look at that.
Yeah. When you come visit, we'll have to take you. It's wicked nice. It's just like a tiny slice of heaven right off the coast of Rhode Island. It takes like half an hour to get there on the fast ferry. And it's weird. It's like it's halfway between two completely different vibes. On the one hand, it's like New Englandy, right? So it's like New England lobster rolls, seersucker, like,
Perfect.
whatever. And on the other side, it's like Caribbean island. And you're
Oh,
like, what the what? Like record scratch. It doesn't
I'm I'm all in.
I
Let's do it.
yeah, it just feels like you're really far away when you're not because you're still in New England. But it
I
just
love it.
feels like yeah, it's a really, really fun spot, and the official drink of the entire island is the mudslide, and last year I
Oh.
was very pregnant and couldn't have any mudslides, so I'm very excited.
Mudslide is such a hillbilly drink. I love it
I
so much.
know, that's what I'm saying, like, it doesn't make any sense, but it's wicked
I
fun.
I have this girl that works for me, and she's the best. And we go to a bar. My whole team, all my managers are there, and she's one of the people that works for me. And they're all ordering drinks. And she's like, "I'll have a mudslide." I'm like, "What did you just say?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll have a mudslide." I'm like, "Did you just really order an ice cream drink?" And she's like, "Yeah." And the waitress is like, yeah, we don't serve mudslides." And she's like, "Okay, I'll have a shot of Cuervo, please." I'm like, "Wait a minute. You just went from an ice cream drink to a straight shot of tequila?" Yeah, she went like Cuervo 1800. She's like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" I'm like, "Because you went from an ice cream drink to a straight shot of tequila. Like that's the polar opposite ends of alcohol, you
Yeah,
know?"
no, no, no. No, she has 2 very different, like, angel devil on her shoulders.
Yeah. I'm like, "This is my favorite new thing. I either want a mudslide or the hardest thing you can bring. Like, just
Oh
screw me up.
god.
It's the best.
Oh, man.
They're the best." All right. Well, I'll figure out something. We'll run another podcast this week. We won't do a live, but we'll get back together this week and I'll get us a guest
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
and I recorded an awesome The Next Focus on Female episode with Margot Alvarez was such a good show. Gets a little heavy, and Margot's story is kind of a sad one, but so uplifting and wonderful, and the whole theme of that show was balance, like
Right.
how to find balance in your life. Yes, as a woman, but anyone can benefit from Margot's recommendation. She's got a lot going on. She's got a lot going on all the time. So that's gonna be a really good show.
Yeah, Margot is the best. I love her.
Mhm.
So I will get that posted this week and then we'll do something together and I'll find us some random guests that I won't even tell you about before then. And it'll be
Amazing.
fun. So
Amazing.
good stuff.
Alright.
All right. Well, this has been
Wow.
fun
This was
as
a
always.
lot. Thanks for letting me sound off. I
I
feel
know.
better.
Well, oh, you did good. You did a nice job.
Thanks.
You probably
Thanks.
only lost us 1,000 followers, so it's fine.
Sorry.
I'm at the point in my life, Nikki, where I honestly don't care anymore. I'd rather just
No,
be
I
who I am and
know.
be unapologetic about it
Same.
and just be happy with who I am and be respectful of other people. So if people decide they don't want to follow because they're upset we're talking about whatever we're upset about, then screw them. It's fine.
That's what I feel too. Yeah.
Totally
Bye.
fine. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at in life. So
Same.
it's all
Yeah,
good.
it's a good way of looking at it.
Yep. All right. Well, this has been fun, and we appreciate all you guys joining and tossing in a few questions here and there, and we will be back soon. All right. We're good. We good? Look sleepy. All right. Go to bed, Nikki. Go get some rest. For everyone listening, we appreciate you guys joining, and we'll chat with you guys soon.